this one based inside of a Dalek.
Yep.
The Doctor's biggest enemy.
Inside, into the Dalek.
Into
yeah.
the Dalek, is that what
yeah.
it was called?
Bit of a spoiler, isn't it?
So what did we learn in this episode? So it started off
Where?
in a war basically.
Yeah.
Which was the Daleks versus humanity,
Mm-hmm.
or whatever it was.
In the future.
Yeah,
of
in the
course.
future. And it was Soldier Blue.
Getting them mixed up already.
Soldier Blue, who was in a fight in the spaceship that she was in, got blew up, and she got magically transported to the TARDIS. So
TARDIS,
the TARDIS
yes.
came
Materialised around her
Yeah.
to save her life.
Then the Doctor took her back to
A ship,
a
yeah.
ship, and they said, "Oh well, since you're a doctor, you can look at the patient, who just turns out to be
A
Dalek."
Dalek. Oh.
So then it cuts back to Clara,
Mm-hmm.
who is teaching at a school where there's a new teacher, Mr. Pink, who used to be a soldier. So now we've got two soldiers with different colour names.
Yeah.
But there was pictures of Mr. Pink or Soldier Pink, Sergeant Pink, whatever his name is, with the Doctor and Clara as a promotional shot. So there is a possibility of him coming back to be a permanent companion.
Or a recurring character, more
Yeah.
like.
Yeah.
Well, no, it looked like it was like in the time stream, which normally they only put behind if it is a companion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like a time travel thing, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah. The whole time energy thing.
and like we said last time, with Peter Capaldi kind of suiting more companions, he's the
Yeah.
type of doctor that would suit more companions. I think
Yeah.
it's a good idea to have,
Another
More than one.
Yeah.
Another reoccurring character.
and it repeats what the first series was doing, which if it is his first generation of a new cycle, it is interesting to mirror the first Doctor. That was
Then in that case, I would like to see some new monsters.
new
families.
monsters, and we want to see the Doctor's family because that's where it started. And the
It would be
school,
nice.
apparently the school that they're teaching at is actually the school that Susan went to.
No.
It is, yeah, it is. It's the school that Susan went to, yeah.
Oh.
But we also find out that the Doctor is very prejudiced against
Soldiers.
Yeah.
Which is you sort of expect something like that from him, don't you?
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
with
but
the
at the
Daleks,
same
the
time
Cybermen, them are all sort of like soldiers, even the Centaurans, and
yeah.
he's not fond
He's
of these.
just wanting knocks like
You know.
anything
Well, he
soldier.
doesn't like guns.
No, and they all use guns.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah.
I think that might be why. So to go to treat the Dalek, he gets shrunk down,
Yeah,
and
miniature.
he gets put inside the
A lot of people
Dalek.
complaining about that.
Should probably
They
call
stole it
spoiler
off-
alert before we started saying all this.
Yeah, they had stole it from old films, which they do
Is it
actually
that?
mention in the episode.
Yes, yeah, the
It's
two
like a
ones
movie
that do
plot.
it,
Yes,
yeah.
it is a movie plot. It does happen.
It's not the first time anyone's done it, and it won't be the last. They've done it in loads of children's cartoons and everything.
Oh,
It's
did you not
just,
think it was weird, that whole thing, like you can walk through the eye of a Dalek?
Yeah,
And that's the only place where you can actually, when you think about it, you can actually shoot the Dalek in its eye to disarm it, if you know
yeah.
what I
So
mean.
it's so it's the weakest part of the
The
Dalek.
Dalek,
really.
yeah.
Yeah.
So that I think it's interesting that they knew that.
I like the bit where they say is a Dalek is basically a mix of machine and living organism. So that basically, if you hurt the machine, if you hurt the metal bit, then you're actually hurting a living creature because the metal is living.
Yeah.
In a way that's
Yeah, well, that's sort of reinforced by the whole antibodies.
Yeah.
Because they're there. And
Oh, them antibodies. They're like
they
they're
look
little
like little
eyes,
eyes,
don't they?
don't
Yeah.
they? Mhm.
And they were just, and then they just shoot people.
I thought
'cause I
this was an interesting episode to see inside of a Dalek.
The antibodies thought they were just like killing off infection. Same as what happens in a normal body.
And I like the bit about the brain where they turn the lights on. And they were going, oh, maybe it's just the bulbs need change. No. Also the fact that they mentioned that it was a broken Dalek, but it was a good Dalek because it wanted to kill the other Daleks.
Yeah, because it had that feeling.
It had feelings. So it was a good Dalek, but
The machine.
By
the machine.
a Dalek's definition, he was a broken Dalek. He wasn't
yeah,
good
because the machinery that sort of controlled his emotions wasn't working.
Yeah.
It's sort of say by the doctors, it's not necessarily a good Dalek if it still wants to kill other Daleks.
Yeah.
It still has killing in its programming. Because that's how a Dalek is programmed.
Yeah, it's not morally good.
It's just
but
a
it's
good Dalek.
It's good for the humans because it doesn't want to kill them. It wants to kill their enemy.
So moving on to the big talking point of Doctor Who at the moment, Missy.
Missy, yeah.
In the hundreds of theories behind who she is.
Yes, I still haven't looked at the cameo. I still have not looked at the
there's
cameo.
just loads, like how she could be the Master, but the regenerated in the Miss is a female version.
I liked where she just went
Yeah, River.
Just so casual.
River was another one that she could be.
Yeah.
A former Time Lord I've seen on there, and all from old episodes.
Rani, I think it is, or Ronnie. She is a little bit mad, like Missy is.
It would be good to bring back a character like that, wouldn't it?
What if another Time Lord exists? Because now that he knows that Gallifrey is out there, it possibly could be creeping through the
some of them coming back to even look for it themselves. You know what I mean? That's why it would be nice to see the family again, relive that whole first season. Wouldn't you like a family orientated?
It just means I think the Doctor would be a bit less mad because then he wouldn't be like considered to be the loneliest person in the universe.
I think he was still mad even when he had
he
family,
was.
to be perfectly
he was
honest.
still mad.
Yeah.
But I think he loses that like you could see when he was having all of these breakdowns because he was the loneliest person in the universe.
But I do with the mirroring that's starting to happen between the first series ever and this one.
Yeah.
It would be interesting to see if it mirrors even more by including some of the Doctor's family.
Yeah.
Especially with the schools being the same, the fact that there's a male and female teacher from the school that could possibly join them. So is there going to be a student from the school or like a super genius child, which was Susan?
I want Clyde from the Sarah Jane Adventures to become his companion. He was my favourite person out of there.
I think a lot of people wanted that after the whole Sarah Jane.
Yeah, I think people like all of Clyde, Luke, Ronnie, Maria
what
that was there beforehand. Or at least bring them back and Luke was in it in one of the episodes for a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about where the Dalek says to the Doctor, "You would make a good Dalek." Was that like a?
It's sort of understandable in a way because they're like two sides of a coin, aren't they?
Because the Doctor's so full of hate. But the Doctor was kind of sad that that's the only thing that Dalek got from him.
Yeah.
Which I think
all of the
basically
out of all these years.
But I think obviously the Doctor is a complex character, and the hate is just one bit of it. And especially since inside of the Dalek, that is basically where his brain's going to go. Is to Daleks, is to the fighting. So the Dalek only basically seen a little bit.
All he could pick up on was hate.
Yeah, basically. So, but I like how Clara says you ask the question, "Am I a good man?" And so you're trying to be a good man. So that's what makes you a good man.
Yeah.
The fact that he's trying to be. Because if he was just no. So we also got a list of future episodes from the BBC website, including Robot of Sherwood, which is next week's episode,
which you
always looking for
probably saw.
With Robin Hood, with another fabulous costume change for Clara.
Fabulous costume change.
Yes. And then the fourth episode's called Listen. Fifth, Time Heist.
Listen.
I don't know what that could be about.
It sounds like a silence, or maybe even the angels, doesn't it? It suggests that sort of.
Oh, it could be about the
silence. Find out next week when it shows
when you later.
So we've got Time Heist, then The Caretaker, then Kill the Moon.
Kill the Moon.
Kill the Moon.
The Moon.
Mummy on the Orient Express.
That sounds like a period one, doesn't it?
Mummy on the Orient
An
Express sounds like
yeah.
1920s.
That sounds like it would
which
be a
was
nice
also
episode.
when thing about the pyramids and stuff in
Yeah.
Egypt. So obviously there is mummies, but there has also been a few older episodes with mummies in.
I can't recall anything.
There was the second one where they went actually to the pyramids. The second Doctor went to the pyramids, but they turned out to be the Cybermen. That's when you were first introduced to the Cybermen.
Oh, yeah.
And then there was also one, I think it might be the third Doctor, I don't quite remember, but that had mummies in as well. But you unwrap the bandages and they turned out to be this like monster from like an alien kind of thing. But
so it sort of suggests that we're going to unwrap a mummy and find some monster in there somewhere.
We've been angel and bandages.
Then the next one's Flatline, which is also quite a dark.
Flatline.
Flatline.
Maybe it sounds like the TARDIS is going to crash somewhere or something like that.
It's flatline, like like a heartbeat, and then it goes flat, doesn't it? And they call it flatline. So.
But I think you might be going to the really dark side of that.
Well, you never know. And then in the Forest of the Night.
That sounds like wolves, maybe could be.
Well, there's been quite a few forests in Doctor Who, so.
Goodness knows, could be anything.
And then 11th and 12th. Which they actually write 11-12, so it must be like a linked episode. It's called
To Be Continued.
Yeah. Dark Water and then Death in Heaven. So Dark Water possibly could be something to do with the forest.
Yeah, I don't know.
The dark
it
water
could be
in the forest.
honestly anything, couldn't it?
Yeah. But Death in Heaven, we think.
That's obvious. That must have Missy in it.
It must be.
Yeah.
Because that's the whole heaven thing.
Yeah, she keeps going welcome to heaven.
Heaven or paradise.
Yeah.
There's also been rumours that there might be Cybermen in that. That should be interesting.
So that's more machines as well, isn't it?
Yeah, that sort of hints towards, I guess, maybe Missy's something to do with her and the whole
machine computer
thing. Yeah.
Possibly.
It would be nice to see Riva's character return.
Yeah.
She seems actually, I think even the past what's her name? The past character who played her in the past few series, I think she would quite suit
Alex
being
Kingston?
with.
Alex?
Yeah. I think she would really suit being with Peter Capaldi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting for River Jack combo, which would be brilliant.
That would be quite mad.
That would
yeah.
be my favourite series of all time. Where they sometimes pop back to Victorian England with the with Strax and Madame Vestra.
Oh yes.
And Jenny. We've also heard rumours about Unit as well.
Yeah, Unit. Part of it.
Which could see a return of Kate.
And Kate.
Is it Kate?
Yes,
the
Kate.
daughter?
Yeah.
So we'll just have to wait and see, I suppose.
Yes.
So we might be doing another video, maybe at the end of the series,
maybe in the middle
of
it.
Whenever something we really need to talk about comes up.
Interesting comes up, yeah.
So see you next time. Click the like and subscribe
button
buttons.
Bash them buttons.
And we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Bye.